Since Eritrea gained its independence in 1993, Ethiopia has been a landlocked country, heavily dependent on the port of Djibouti for its maritime trade. In response to this vulnerability, Ethiopia is now working to expand its access to alternative ports in neighboring countries. Talking to AMN, political science expert and assistant professor at Bahar Dar University, Damto Tesama, attributes Ethiopia's loss of sea access to a combination of political conflict and strategic conspiracies.
ከብሔር ፖለቲካ ጋርና ከተገንጣይነት እንዲሁም ሰልፍ አድሚኒስትሬሽን የሚለውን ለጥጦ ከማየት የኢትዮጵያ ፖለቲካ መስተጋብርና የፖለቲካ ታሪክ አድርጎ የመተረክ
The political missteps of the 1960s Ethiopian calendar, particularly the misguided approach toward self-administration, the right to secession and ethnic-based political ideologies can be seen as key factors in Ethiopia's loss of sea access. Another significant event was a treaty which was negotiated among political factions without the proper involvement of the relevant stakeholders. The agreement was made without fully considering its economic, political and social ramifications both regionally and internationally.
Damto further stated that Ethiopia, once a nation of immense greatness and integrity, has now lost its maritime trade influence and become landlocked. This decline, he argues, was due to the actions of the bandits who pursued their own self-interests, disregarding the nation's unity and integrity in the process.
ለባህር በር ላለው ሀገር ተጋላጭ ነህ፣ ሚስጥር የለህም፣ ክብርህም በዛ ልክ ዝቅ የሚል ነው። ዓለም አቀፍ ተደራዳሪነትና የመደራደሪያ ሺፕስ ካርድህም
A country without access to the sea loses not just respect but also a crucial tool in international political negotiations. As a result, Ethiopia has not only lost its seaport but also its significant political influence on the global stage. Accessing sea is a symbol of strength, allowing a nation to speak with honor and pride. By being deprived of its historical maritime access, Ethiopia has been silenced and weakened despite its large population and ancient legacy, which once commanded profound global influence.
Referring to international legislation, particularly the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, which guarantees landlocked countries the right to access the sea for trade and other purposes, the political scholar emphasized that Ethiopia, which had a seaport just 3 decades ago, has a great possibility of regaining maritime access than many other landlocked nations worldwide.
ከሌሎች ሀገሮች ጋር እንኳን ስናነጻጽረው የኛ ያጣንበት መንገድ በጣም አስቂኝ.
From a scientific standpoint, Ethiopia's loss of sea access is both disgraceful and unrealistic when compared to other countries. It is entirely justified for Ethiopia to seek maritime access, as international principles and laws recognize the country's former seaport, which is internationally acknowledged.
The scholar believes that Ethiopia will ultimately regain access to the sea and establish its own seaport through the same level of diplomatic and political determination that was used in the construction of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. Damto is confident that the people of Ethiopia, united from every corner of the country, will rally together for this noble cause to reclaim their lost maritime access.